Hello, this is Pete with How to Prep. I wanted to take a second and talk about a tool that I've been using a lot. I am just learning about solar, and one of the things that I am trying to put in place in case the power goes out long term is a small solar system that will give me enough power so that I can run some appliances in my house, hopefully a refrigerator and maybe a freezer. One of the things that I found out is I think we take for granted a lot of times the amount of power that we actually use on a daily basis versus how much we pay for it. I have been using this. It's called a KillaWatt. You can find them all over the internet. I believe Amazon has them, eBay has them. This is an incredibly useful tool to have. You simply plug this into the wall, and then you plug your device into this. So it plugs into the wall here, you plug your device in here, and this will give you all sorts of information about the device that you have plugged into it. How many kilowatt hours it's using, how many volts it's pulling, how many amps it's pulling, how many watts it's pulling, which is really comes in handy. I like to take this, take and plug in, let's say, a freezer, leave the freezer plugged in for 24 hours, and then come back and get a reading as to how many kilowatts that takes. That gives me a good idea as to how much power I need to be able to generate via solar and how much I need to be able to store in the batteries from the solar in order to run a freezer or a refrigerator. And one of the things that I'm finding out is it takes a lot more power than I thought it would. So if you're going to be doing any solar or if you're going to have backup generators, anything like that, a tool like this is invaluable, and they're not that expensive. Now, I bought mine years ago, but they are not that expensive, and you can pick them up. Really, all you needed one. My suggestion would be to go around, check the devices that you think would be that you would need the most. A refrigerator, if you don't have power, let's say for 6 months or a year, having a refrigerator is a real game changer, because if you go out and get food, whether it be meats or whatever, you're going to be able to take and keep that food cool for a long period of time. Same with a freezer. A freezer is even more of a game changer, because you'll be able to take food, even your existing food that you have that might be in a freezer, and we stock a lot of food in our freezer. If I'm able to maintain that freezer and maintain the food frozen, I will have probably a year and a half's worth of frozen food. And that's without even dipping into all of my other dry goods. So you're talking about a real game changer when it comes to solar and being able to figure out how much power you're going to need on a daily basis. So my suggestion would be take a device like this, go around, plug it in for 24 hours, and record how much power it's going to take. Then when you're going to build your solar system, you add all those up and you figure out how much you're going to need. Be conservative on it. Remember, you're going to have cloudy days. You're going to have times when you're not going to be able to get the full amount out of your batteries, because you can only discharge them to a certain point. So if you think you're going to need 1 kilowatt, try and get 2 kilowatts. That would be my suggestion. If you think you're going to need 2, try and get 3 or 4. But use something like this and see for yourself how much power you're actually using in a day. Another thing that this is really great for is for you to go around and start figuring out how much power you're wasting on a daily basis and how much money you're paying to the electric company that you probably don't need to pay. You probably would be amazed at how much money you could save by going around and taking things that are in standby, like big screen TVs and stereo systems and things like that. They are still using power in standby, and quite a bit of power. If you go out and get yourself some power strips, take and plug your devices into the power strips and then shut the power strips off when you're not using the device. You will save yourself money, and the more money that you save is the more money that you're going to have to prep and be prepared. Just my 2 cents. Thanks. We'll catch you next time.